So John Fury is back, talking smack, and he might as well be smoking crack with all the rubbish that's coming out of his mouth. Claiming that his son Tyson was robbed in both Usyk fights, yawn. Claiming that he's a much better trainer than Sugar Hill and Sugar Hill's no good. And also implying that the judges should have given his son the decision in both fights because he brings more money to the table. It's the typical rubbish that we've come to expect from John Fury. And so I don't want to focus so much on what John Fury said or even why he said it, but rather I want to focus on the timing of these comments. Because think about it. John Fury has been silent pretty much since the first fight a year ago. So this guy went into hiding, he crawled underneath whatever rock, and he stayed there the whole time. He only popped up for air when he was standing beside his son Tommy for a couple of his little misfits bouts or whatever. But after all this time, he's finally come out and spoken on the Usyk situation. Why now? And I ask this question because John Fury, just like his son Tyson, nearly always have ulterior motives. Neither one of them are straightforward individuals. They're always up to something. They're always scheming and plotting. That's their nature. And so for John Fury to come out and say what he's saying right now, I suspect he knows something. And I suspect what he knows is that his son Tyson is about to announce a comeback fight. Now, perhaps Tyson is waiting to see what happens with the Alexander Usyk-Daniel Dubois rematch because Tyson hasn't spoken about fighting Anthony Joshua. And of course, that's the matchup that the public are most interested in seeing those two in because they both lost to Usyk, right? They're both coming off defeats. So it makes sense as a crossroads fight, especially since they've had a rivalry going back many years. But no, Tyson is talking about fighting Alexander Usyk for a third time. Why would he be doing that? I said after Tyson Fury quote-unquote retired for the umpteenth time that if he can't convince the public with his gaslighting that he was robbed in the Usyk fights and therefore can't convince them that he's the best heavyweight in the world, then the next best thing is to convince them that he's the number 2 heavyweight in the world. If he were to go out there and lose to somebody other than Alexander Usyk, he could no longer make that claim or make that inference. So if you understand Tyson Fury's mindset, then it's obvious why he's targeting a third Usyk fight rather than an Anthony Joshua or anybody else in the heavyweight top 10. Yeah, he knows he's vulnerable. He knows he could lose to somebody other than Usyk. Tyson Fury's not stupid. He's many things, but he's not stupid. He knows. And that's what the retirement is all about. So that he can sit back and not have to take on any of the other contenders, not get any pressure from the public to take on any of the other contenders. Instead, wait for the division to beat itself up, wait for certain fighters to get old, damaged, etc. Wait for an opportunity even against somebody who's maybe a bit green. That's what Tyson Fury's doing. And so perhaps he's waiting to see what happens with the Usyk-Dubois rematch. If Usyk wins again, you can pretty much guarantee that Tyson Fury's going to call Usyk out. If Dubois wins and he looks good, maybe Fury calls him out because again, Fury's only interested in fighting whoever is considered to be the number 1. That's the only risk he would want to take. Now, if Tyson Fury was coming off a good win or several wins, I wouldn't have an issue with him targeting the number 1 guy. But he's not. He's coming off a loss. 2 losses, in fact. So I would have a massive problem with Tyson Fury getting an opportunity to fight for the title. Same with Anthony Joshua. Neither one of these guys should be fighting for the title in their next fight. And as much as I've been a great admirer of Alexander Usyk throughout his career, he's been a throwback, a refreshing heavyweight champion. If he were to give Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua an opportunity to challenge him again coming off a loss, I would condemn that move from Usyk. No question about it. I condemn it. At a bare minimum, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua need to fight each other before even being considered for a heavyweight title shot. And ideally, the winner would then go on to fight another contender, maybe in a final eliminator, before they get a shot at the heavyweight champion, be it Usyk or Dubois or whoever. Because as it is, AJ and Fury are both coming off losses. The winner, therefore, would only be coming off 1 win. So that's how I feel about it. But again, going back to the timing of John Fury's comments, I suspect he's caught wind of his son Tyson preparing to come out of quote-unquote retirement if Alexander Usyk or Daniel Dubois are willing to give him an opportunity. I personally think that Tyson Fury is really 50-50 about fighting Anthony Joshua. Remember, folks, this is a guy who nearly lost to Francis Ngannou of all people. So he's very aware of his own mortality and his own shortcomings, even if his fans aren't. I mean, they should be because he's been beaten by Usyk twice, but some of them are so delusional that they still haven't caught on to what Tyson Fury's really all about. Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight his way back up to the top. No. he wants to take advantage of what I call legacy privilege, whereby he can leapfrog all the fighters who have done a lot more than he's done lately. We as boxing fans need to be vocal in our opposition to this. Whether it's Tyson Fury leapfrogging everyone or Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder even, we have to oppose it. These guys should be forced to fight their way back to the top, to fight their way back to title contention. To hell with legacy privilege. Anyway, that's my take on this situation. I think John Fury knows something. That's why he's yapping off at the mouth now after he's been hiding under a rock for the past 12 months. Think about it, folks. Why now? He senses that something is afoot, and so do I. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm out.